offering my humble and prayerful salutations to our beloved Bhagavan. I also offer my salutations to my both the parents and my Bal Vikas Guru, all four of them, my beloved Sai, parents and my Bal Vikas Guru. They are the ones who molded this life, and I'm grateful to them. Because of them, today I'm here. Loving Sai Rams to each one of you. I hope I'm not. Shrikant introduced me and said that so many things, the background, how I came, how many years I've been in this fold. In fact, entire life ran past through me, and I'll try to pick up some of the episodes from the introduction pieces which he narrated. But before that, I'll also take one line from what he said. It's being a very, very auspicious spirit. In fact, few days back, today is what? 20th. 20 days back, 31st March, we had Ramzan Eid. Then we had Mahavir Jayanti, right? We had Good Friday. Today is Easter. We also had Hanuman Jayanti. We'll have Aradhana Day in 4-5 days from today. We will have Stray Anniversary Day on 26th. I don't think so any other way we can say there's a most auspicious period that we are in the middle of. All the faiths, all the religions, all the divine paths are celebrating their most important festivals in this period. I'm also grateful to the Brindavan Samarpan team for giving me this opportunity to be here. I call Brindavan as the birthplace of Samarpan because exactly May 2011, the Samarpan team started the Samarpan program from here, and Mumbai as a team, we picked up the inspiration from them. So I'm extremely blessed and feel lucky to be here in the birthplace of Samarpan. My being here itself was preordained. I'll tell you why. Normally, as introduction went, that I'm part of the team, Mumbai Samarpan team. Like here, third Sunday we have Samarpan sessions in Bombay also, in Mumbai also. So 20th being third Sunday, we had planned a session today. And just to make a note, we are also celebrating in Mumbai the 10th anniversary of Samarpan. We complete 10 years. And it was meant for today. We requested the guest speaker that can we have your session today? And somehow we said, can we do it on 13th? That is the last Sunday. So normally we do either on third or fourth Sunday. Second Sunday is a rarity. So I requested him that, can you give us a day? We need to check with Dharmakshetra authorities because there could be a likely other programs that may be planned on second Sunday. But within a day's time, the authority said, go ahead, we have no plans, we'll go with Samarpan on 13th. We had it on 13th. I had no idea that this session is being planned on third Sunday being here. Even before this call came in, we have a program of the organization next week in Prashanti Nilayam and also Aradhana Day. So I had booked my tickets on 19th, that is yesterday, Mumbai to Bangalore, and Bangalore I was to travel to Prashanti Nilayam. I had absolutely no idea that a call will come after my booking the tickets that, brother, can you come on 20th in Brindavan for Samarpan? And the picture was absolutely clear why Bhagwan had shifted the 10th anniversary edition from 20th to 13th in Dharmakshetra so that we can have this session today. Mysterious, I don't have any better words to say than mysterious are the ways Bhagwan plans his sessions. And I would also acknowledge the presence of Brother Dinesh Talreja, who is with us. He's also part of the Mumbai Samarpan team. And we keep discussing regularly that this is a session or a program which is designed by Swami. He chooses the dates, he chooses the speakers, he chooses the content, and we are just witnessing it. Right? So this is one more episode that how I am here today. It's all His grace and it's all preordained. Well, I came across a very important, a thought-provoking, and a very, very interesting thought process. I would share with you. In fact, I was going through one of the books, and one of the divine masters, he mentioned this in his letters, and I will just speak it out. All of us will resonate very well, so I thought let me share this with you right away. He says there are 5 things, if it is happening in your life at this moment, 5 things, if they are happening in your life at this moment, be rest assured that all the merits of all the past births that we have led is in fruition right now. The next question is, what are those 5 things? Okay, he mentions very clearly. The first one is, we are born as a human being. And Swami has also said many times, right? Jantu nam nara janna durlabham. But we take it naturally, casually, because naturally we have been born and everything is taken at ease. But being born is the first thing that has happened to us as a human being. Second, he says that your mind is slowly becoming more and more interested in God. God, divinity, divine masters, okay, divine messages, blah, blah, blah. So if your mind is more and more attuned to divinity, that's a second criteria, that all the merits of all the past births is in fruition today. Third, you're born at a time when the divine master is present on earth. Okay. Now, I'm quoting from a divine master who himself was a master, but he was not connected to Swami anywhere. But I was going through his book and he makes a mention this, that you are born at a time when the divine master is physically present on earth. Number 4, you come to know about that divine master. Now, this may look very simple statement, but if you look at how many people they are born at the same time when Swami is there, but how many people have come to know about Swami? Because unless he wills, we will not even know that a divine incarnation like him is present on earth, right? And the 5th is even more interesting. You become nearer and dearer to the divine master. Okay? How many people would have come to know? Among them, there are chosen few who have become nearer and dearer to him. So I repeat quickly. Number 1, you're born as a human being. Number 2, your mind is slowly becoming more and more interested in God, divinity, divine messages. Number 3, you're born at the same time when the divine master is present on earth. Number 4, you come to know about the divine master. And number 5 is you become nearer and nearer and dearer to him. If these 5 things are happening in this life, he says, be rest assured, all the merits of all the past births are in fruition right now. Pause and reflect. Aren't we all of us having those 5 things in our lives? Right now. We resonate well with this message? Now, if this is where the fortune is, one positive and one scary thought. Scary thought is, if all the merits are in fruition, and if I don't do anything about it, I may have to restart my next life with a 0 account balance, or maybe a debit balance, because credit is already exhausted. Positive side is, if this is what the divine message is, what should I do with this situation that we are at hand? We still have a chance. And Bhagavan has mentioned in different ways that build that relationship with God. Because we have a divine master who is walking, talking, mixing with us, mingling with us, okay, listening to our prayers. This is the best way to build that connect with that divine master. In absence of a divine master, it's an abstract God. How do we build that connect? So this is the most golden opportunity we have, that if this is a situation, let's build that relationship with God. Right? So that's how my journey started. Okay, how do I build this connect? And the entire credit goes to Swami. I had no role to play, and I'll tell you why. When I was a tiny tot, somewhere around 4-5 years of age, okay, I'll just show you some of the photographs also I got so that all of us can enjoy the pictures as well. This is Dharmakshetra. In fact, this picture was just clicked yesterday. So I flew down to Brindavan directly from visiting Swami's room in Dharmakshetra and straight away took a flight and came here. So immediately that thought came in, let's take the picture. And one of the devotees said, why don't you narrate, this episode? So I was a tiny tot of 4-5 years. And one of those days when Swami had visited Dharmakshetra, he was giving divine darshan. I was sitting in the darshan line with my mother because I was a small kid. And I was told that this is God. Okay, this is God. Now, 4 or 5 years of age, you will never argue why it is God, what is God, right? This is God, simple. Okay, so I saw the God coming, giving darshan, and going away. Now, if you know, Dharmakshetra has this kind of a slope, right? It's on a hillock. So some of you would have visited will resonate with this. Otherwise, you can see the picture, it's on the top. So I saw God coming from top, gave darshan and went away on the top. And I was told God lives in heaven. Simple. So where is heaven? It's on the top. So God came from heaven, gave darshan, went back to heaven. Okay, and more interesting piece, if you see, there are 2 Dwarpalas. They look like celestial beings, Jaya Vijaya types. So I was fully convinced there is a heaven on the top. And after that, what did I see? Swami's car went up, and there are lines of small kids of my age then, 4-5 years, in white and white, having a nice queue going up. So I realized that if you wear white and white, you can go to heaven with God. That was the imagination in that time when I was 4 or 5 years of age. And then the first seed of building that relationship was born in my heart. I want to go to heaven with God. And for that, if I have to wear white and white, that is something which is most, even today, if I wear white and white, I feel I am in heaven with God. Right? And I asked my parents specifically, who are these kids who are going? I also want to be in that same journey. They said, they are Bal Vikas children. So that's where I said, I want to become a Bal Vikas student. So I coaxed my parent, I said, I want to search wherever. I was not qualified because the age of 4 is not qualified for a Bal Vikas. You need minimum 5 years of age. So I waited 1 year and I said, I want to join group 1. And that's how I joined this beautiful journey of Bal Vikas. And from there, the relationship began. While these days were going one after another, Bhagavan gave multiple experiences. For want of time, obviously, I'll jump few years. And once I was in my 8th standard, my maternal uncle joined Prashanti Nilayam in MBA for his MBA course. And the best part was, every evening we used to meet him to listen to his experiences. Just the way we are listening today, the experiences. Every evening he used to come and say, this is what happened, this is what happened. Swami called me for an interview, I'm going to Kodaikanal, this happened, that happened. I mean, it was like heaven. Honestly, heart of hearts, in front of Swami, I'm saying, more than his darshan, the experience listening was more interesting for me. Because I was in the third world of different kind, where I could visualize Swami, and slowly and steadily, the seed which was sown to wear white and white, now I am seeing my uncle wearing white and being his student and actually living in heaven with God. And that is precisely the time I started dreaming that I want to become his student. Right? So 2 years he was here, he continuously spoke about his experiences, and then came my 11th standard examination. 11th standard entrance. I was appearing for becoming Swami's student, and it was so desperate for me because by the time it has reached a climax, come what may, I want to be with Swami. I had certain marks which my dream, in fact, I'll just take a few steps before. I had dreamt to become, from a career point of view, I dreamt to become orthopedic surgeon. Right? So I had dreamt that I will become a medicine and take up a MS and become an orthopedic surgeon. But once my 10th standard came in and I was appearing for my 11th standard, I applied for commerce. So everybody in my school, they knew, my parents also knew that, why are you going for commerce? I mean, you dream to become a surgeon and commerce has no connection. So somebody in Dharmakshetra, one of the very senior devotees said, simple equation, you take up a medicine, say science, 11, 12, 2 years you are there, then you have to go out because there is no medical course in Parthi. You take commerce, you can stay 7 years with Swami. 11, 12, BCOM Honors in Brindavan, 2 years MBA, 7 years with God. Now you decide what you want to do. I had absolutely, by His grace, no question marks. I said, I want to take up commerce. So the criteria of shifting from a dream of being an orthopedic surgeon to being 7 years with God is where I took commerce. See, Bhagwan was noticing these developments. I was not aware, but it was a hunger which was growing constantly that I want to be with God, right from the time when I saw this tiny tots going up. Came 11th standard examination, okay, and there are 5 sections in the written test. 4 sections I was very, very comfortable with. The 5th section, the quantitative methods or quantitative techniques, I don't recollect the exact name, but it's connected to mathematics paper, was a pain for me. I struggled and struggled and struggled, and with great difficulty I couldn't clear. All my mock test I was literally flunked out. The person who was training me also said, if this is your rate, then you will not clear an entrance test. There is no way you can get into Parthi. But, at that moment, one of the senior students, in fact, he had come for a vacation in month of April, May. He had suggested to me that whenever you are in difficulty, now when I'm sharing this experience to students sitting here, I know we are going through an examination, don't apply the principle as it is, because there is a lot of things underlying to that, okay? So he suggested whenever you have multiple choice questions, if you can't do, just do Om Sai Ram and tick. Wherever Ram comes, you tick. That's all you have to do. So I said, okay. I heard him out and I had forgotten about it. Came the examination, I was in Prashanti Nilayam, I was finishing, my 4 sections went very well, I was very confident. The 5th section came in, 30 minutes, 25 questions to be solved. Okay, mathematics, dreaded subject for me. 25 minutes, I could complete 2 questions with great difficulty. 25 minutes, I finished 2 questions. I had 5 minutes and 23 questions to go. Now, there was a negative marking also, so I was not sure whether the 2 questions I have done, are they correct or wrong. If they are wrong, it's gone. You're negative, you actually lost it. And the entrance examination rule was, you have to clear all 5 papers. It's not 4 you do and 5th one you are okay to kind of fail. You have to pass through all 5. While I was going through this, and I was quite tensed because now 5 minutes, 23 questions, no way I can clear this. I had a photograph of Swami in my pocket. I just removed it and I looked at Swami. I said, I don't know what to do. Please guide. Because if this is like a moment of truth, you don't clear this, you're out. All my dreams of being with Swami were out. That thought which that brother had shared suddenly popped up in my mind. I said, why don't you use Om Sai Ram technique? Okay. What is Om Sai Ram technique? Each question has 5 options, A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So there are 25 questions, each of them have 5 options. So 2 questions I could somehow do it on my own. Remaining 23 questions, I started. Om is A, B is Sai, and C is Ram. So Ram came C, tick Ram. D became Om, E became Sai, A of the next question became Ram, tick it straight. B, C, D, Om, Sai, Ram, Ram, D is go ahead. So wherever you got that Ram came in, blindly I just started ticking. And within 2 minutes, I didn't read the questions, okay? I didn't read any question. I didn't know what was the answers. I just ticked Ram, 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 Ram. That's all. Within 2 minutes, my 23 answers were done. Probably I was the first one to complete the paper and gave also, because the remaining guys are still struggling and perspiring and all that. And I came out, then everybody was discussing, Arey, how was your paper? I said, this is what I did. They said, have you gone mad? I mean, you've taken such a big risk. You don't have, tomorrow it doesn't go through, you'll be out of the system. I said, I don't know. That was the only option I had. Anyway, so that happened. I left it to Swami. There was a shortlisting after the written test for the interview. So interview, I was called in. So I had a confidence that probably I have cleared the papers. Interview came in. The entrance interview was a cakewalk. They were asking me questions, what fruits you like, what vegetable you eat, which games you like. Okay, would you get up at 5 o'clock for Suprabhatam? Okay, would you like to be every day for darshan? Swami will talk to you. I mean, those like, you don't need to prepare for those questions. You're like just a chit-chat type. And I was wondering that why these people are asking me such easy questions. Anyway, the interview went off. The last question, when they asked me, I was done. I knew that I'm in. So one of the very senior persons in the interview panel said, suppose we give you admission, will you join? Obviously, yes, right? The moment he asked this question, I said, absolutely, sir. I'll be very happy to if I get the seat. He said, now you can go. I came out, I was 100% sure I've cracked it. No doubt, results came in, got selected. It was dream come true. Even before I joined, 5th June 1995 was the day of joining, reporting in the higher secondary school. My enthusiasm was so high, I reported first in Brindavan. On 30th May, I came with the letter of selection saying that I am now a student, I want to attend try session first before I go to school. So obviously there are senior authorities were wondering that what kind of letter is this? You're yet to join. So I requested them, I want to. Finally they agreed. I had 4 try sessions. That's how my student era started from here itself. I joined on 5th. Okay, the story is not complete. More interesting things are coming. Wait. Okay, so 4th June I went back after try session, went to Parthi. 5th morning was the joining time, and we had taken a room inside the ashram, so both parents and myself, 3 of us were there. At 4 a.m. in the morning, my mother wakes me up. Hey, get up, Swami has come. I said, which Swami has come? 4 o'clock and Swami was in Brindavan, this was in Parthi. When I woke up, I said, which Swami has come? So he said, Arey, just now I got a dream. And what is the dream? It was 4 a.m. in the morning. The Swami came in the dream in the same room. Swami knocked the door. So my mother opens the door, and Swami straight away walks in and asks her, where is Siddharth? So she's saying, no, he's getting ready, he's having bath. Straight away Swami walks into the bathroom, knocks the door again and again and again, till I had no idea in the dream, in the bathroom, that Swami is knocking. So somehow out of frustration, who is this person who's knocking? I open the door and I see in the dream Swami standing there. And Swami makes a very important statement, which means it's completely, I have no words to express. He said, I've been waiting for long for you to join. Please come and join fast. I'm waiting for you. These are his words in English. This my mother saw in the dream, and she woke me up and said, Swami is waiting for you. Go, you get up now at 4 a.m., doesn't matter. You have bath and go. By the time hostel opens at 5 a.m., you will be there on time. That's how my entry came in. Even more interesting, now this is stamp of Bhagwan's selection, okay, as a process. Interesting thing also happened is, that curiosity was still there. Where is that Om Sai Ram went? Okay. Everything was, what I wanted I got, but there are still curiosity left. So after I joined, I somehow found out who is the person who was checking the papers for entrance. And I spotted one of the professors who was doing it, so I requested him, sir, I want to know, where did I stand in this? He said, no, I'm not supposed to tell you. This is all confidential. I said, sir, there is a story behind it. And with lot of cajoling, he finally went. He said, okay, you are pestering me so much, I'll go and check and come back. He comes back. And he tells me, what did you do exactly? What story you got? Because you got the highest marks in this paper. You stood first in the entrance test, and that's the reason I'm wondering why are you so not confident about your paper? I said, it's not a question of confidence. Then I revealed to him the secret. Okay, this is how I did. He said, oh, this is only Swami can do. There is no way that you can get through. But this is exactly the complete confirmation I got through that how Bhagwan does it. Now, important point for students to note, okay, don't copy paste this technique, is Swami always says that 95% effort, 5% grace, right? That 25 minutes of efforts, I struggled, perspired, prayed. I said, Swami, I want to clear this. That last 5 minutes was the grace when he sailed through. So there are people also who have copy pasted this technique and failed because they thought 5 minutes, no, just finish off and give up the paper early. That will never get through. It's unless it is his will and our efforts, then he does it. Right? So just a caution for that. But that's how my entry was in Prashanti Nilayam. And the 2 years was absolutely beautiful. I mean, the kind of chances, darshan, Swami coming and talking. Swami was keeping a watch at every intervals about what's my marks, what am I studying, okay, and repeatedly his style of asking, where did you come from, till it got into my head that I came from him. So there are different ways in which Swami was teaching all of us. Now the stage of relationship, I'm going back to the theme of building that relationship with God. There was a hunger which got germinated through this photograph, through that, the kids going up, walking with God to heaven. Then experiences of my uncle who said how students' life is in the hostel, how Swami takes care of students, and getting through this. That hunger and eagerness was constantly going up and up. 2 years passed by. Okay, I've consciously selected some of the examination-related experiences since we are in the middle of examination. 2 years passed by, came the time of BCOM Honors entrance test. BCOM Honors entrance test went very well. There was no Omaram Technique required by His grace. Smoothly it went. I was confident of my papers. Shortlisted for interview. Interview had 7 members in a semicircle sitting in a panel. Interview also went off very well till the last 5 minutes. The 5 minutes, the Vice Chancellor specifically asked me that, you filled this application form? I said, yes, sir. You have to apply for every level, right? So 11th standard I applied for, now graduation you apply for, MBA you apply for, so application form has to be filled in. In that, there was one question, I think even it is there today, whether your brothers or sisters studied or studying in any of our institutions. So I had mentioned about my uncle's name, that so-and-so person studied in so-and-so batch, and I had sincerely done it. So Vice Chancellor said, how is this person related to you? So I said, he's my maternal uncle, he studied here. And he said, have you read the question? Have you read the question properly? So I was like perplexed now, because Vice Chancellor is asking very seriously. So I was quiet. He said, see, I'll read it for you. Question says, has your brother or sister studied or studying in any of our Sathya Sai institutions? What have you written? Uncle. I had asked about brother or sister, you written uncle. So that means you don't know how to fill an application form. So if you don't know how to fill an application form, you cannot be a Sai student. And that came as a jolt out of the blue. So, and then obviously, our dear wardens those days, no sir, he has a good conduct certificate, he's been good for 2 years, blah, 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 he said, he's trying to defend me. So he said, no, that's all okay, maybe good, but if you can't write an application form properly, you can't be a Sai student. So what have you learnt in 2 years? So then he said, see, I have taken a call, you will not be part of us in future, you can carry on. Then he looked at, oh, you are from Bombay, right? Bombay, there are good colleges. So go and apply there, you will get good admission. Our best wishes are with you. You don't wait for results. The call is taken, you will not be part of us for graduation or even in future. So I was like, the way there is silence here, I was also like, now what? You know, all the story behind that 7 years with Swami, sacrificing my dream of becoming orthopedic surgeon suddenly flashed, and I said, my God, 2 years, it's all ended. And to become an ex-student was a dreaded thing for me because I had not planned for it. So I was staring at him, he's saying, why are you looking at me? I've taken a call, please get up and go. There's nothing more to discuss with you. With great difficulty, I got up from the chair and I was slowly walking out of the interview room and I just collapsed. Once I crossed the threshold, I just collapsed and I was sobbing like hell. I said, I don't know what to do, and I mean, it's all over for me. And then 2 boys came running and they lifted me up and they took me aside, gave me water, all that happened. And I came back to the room, and there are several other candidates from Mumbai who had applied for different courses, and they said, what happened and why you are crying and all, is this something wrong? He said, I told them the whole story. They said, okay, Swami's will, maybe you're not destined to be here. So for a few minutes I said, no, I don't agree. There was a lot of turmoil inside. And then came somebody had told me this, that if you really want something from God, desperately want something from God, okay, you should do something which is unfathomable to show that you are desperate for it. So now in that month of May in Prashanti Nilayam, was the year 1997, what can be unfathomable? So I said, let me do 108 pradakshinas of our beloved Lord Ganesha. Okay, Lord Ganesha is the best friend of our students, and he has seen ups and downs of our lives. He said, you are the one who have seen my 2 years. Now I don't have any respite. I'm going to do 108 pradakshinas around you because nothing else I can do. That's the only way to show that I'm desperate. And the timing will be between 12 and 2 p.m. afternoon. Peak of summer, okay, without chappals, you are in the concrete of Prashanti Nilayam in month of May. Unlike the rains that happen today, there are no rains in Prashanti Nilayam, you walk across. So I said, I'll do this, come what may. Okay, that hunger, why I'm sharing this is, the desperateness, that hunger for God was constantly going up and up. Maybe Swami was trying to kindle that hunger. I went across 27 circumambulations I completed successfully. And by the time I started 28th, there were boils on my feet because obviously there was heat. And with great difficulty, I finished one more round, 28, with great difficulty. And some passerby was seeing, and that time Swami was here in Brindavan, he was not in Parthi. So there were hardly any crowd, but when passerby saw this, why this boy is struggling and what is he up to and all. So he came, he said, what are you doing? I said, no, I want to finish. He said, look at the heat, look at your feet, it's already swollen and all. I said, no, I need to do this. And then he was like, okay, it's your call. But then I said, I've given a promise, 108 I will do. With great difficulty, 29th I finished, 30th I finished, and I was on the verge of collapsing. I said, now beyond 30 is going to be difficult. I said, I prayed to Ganesha, I said, I'm going to take up chappals and go now. I need to do 108, I will do 108, because if I don't wear chappals, 30th is the last round I will do. So I pick up the chappals, I complete my 108 with great difficulty, I come back to the room, I completely collapsed because my feet had swollen out of heat and the kind of difficulty that I was going through. But after that, for 4-5 hours, I was lying. A couple of boys were kind enough, they came and massaged my feet because they're all swollen. I said, Swami, this is the maximum I can do. At the age of 17 then, I was 17 years old. I said, there's nothing more than this I can do. I came here for darshan after the entrance was over. And I wrote a letter. I said, Swami, this is maybe my last letter as a student. After this, once I go, I am the ex-student of yours. I don't know what will happen to me in future. It was a desperate letter I wrote, and I gave it to Swami. Swami picked one of these blocks only. I was sitting here, and Swami picked the letter immediately. Swami picked the letter and went. There was no conversation. I just mentally asked myself, this is the last. I was going back in my train, return back to Mumbai, and all of us, returning back after the entrance, as the train was coming to a halt in the Mumbai railway platform, my father had come to pick me up because I was a kid, that time, almost 17 years almost like a kid. So he had come to pick me up. And as the train was slowing down, he was running with the train. And from the window, he's shouting top of his voice, Siddharth, you got admission, you got admission. I said, how it is possible? It's all done and dusted. It's all I've been told also to search out. Anyway, I come out. There was no mobile phones then. So I go back home. I call on the number that is given. Sir, so-and-so roll number or so-and-so boy, has he got the admission? Yeah, he has got the admission. I still didn't believe. I'd done 7 calls to check whether, and finally whoever the other person was, he got frustrated. I said, why somebody is calling for this boy? Already we have told. Now what else you want us to do? Okay, that is our time when I stopped calling. It was still not stuck to me that I'm inside the campus, I'm selected for this course. Okay, all that happened. After all this story had happened, I came back, I joined Brindavan. That was the time, 97, I joined Brindavan here. And I happened to speak to one of the professors in Parthi. I think during Guru Purnima I went in, I happened to speak to, this is what happened in my style, and Swami blessed me with. So he said, wait, how the selection process happened? He said, I was part of one of the selection process. And Swami picks up the letter of selected candidates, rejected candidates, and plan B or whatever, part B, sizable options in case somebody is rejected. You got a second set of lists, which are like a waiting list. 3 lists are given to Swami, and then Swami picks up the people. Okay, he's there, he's not there, and all the 3. And in the past, it has happened that Swami has picked up from rejected list also and put him in the main list. He said, that would have happened in your case. Otherwise, there's no way, the moment a Vice Chancellor says, it is done. There's no way that you can argue. But maybe your prayers have reached. Okay, and that's how he confirmed to me that this is the only way the Swami would have inducted you in the main list and you're part of it. Why I'm sharing this episode is 2 things. One is the hunger for God had reached a level where nothing was important to me. I said, come what may, I want to be a student. I can't believe that I can be an ex-student of Swami. And secondly, is Bhagwan does listen to our prayers. Did I had a physical touch with him, face to face? Swami, take me, I want to come here. No. Okay, I had only one letter which I had given to him, which even today we can give a letter and leave it to him. As I'm speaking, I'm sure he's listening to us also right now. But this is how a depth of prayer has, kind of yielded results. And that is how my relationship started growing more and more deeper, that this is a beautiful God who listens to our prayers. You can communicate to him in a different way, through letters, to physical interaction, to sitting and talking on the photograph, or even talking like this, he's constantly listening to each of our thoughts. There are various episodes I'll share with you even before you think how does he comes to know. Okay, so this is a second step where how miraculously by his pure grace, I continued my studies. And I was here in Brindavan for 3 years. I had got multiple chances in Brindavan. So this was one of the chances here. He was, before I come to that episode, but I'll just skim through a few photographs. Yeah, this was the Arty chance which I got right here. And this is also a very interesting episode in the sense, I remember I was standing here and I went, and normally how the process is, you go with the Arty and the matchbox is right on the Arty, where you light the Arty. And Swami picks up the matchbox and lights and gives it to you. Now in that case, when I went on the stage, Swami dropped the matchbox before lighting. And now I was like, this is out of the syllabus. I didn't know what to do. And I looked at Swami. Swami was smiling at me. I said, immediately picked up and gave it to him. He lit it, and obviously Arti happened. Everything was done, the program was done. Swami called inside Trai. Apparently in Trai session, because you are an Arti boy that day, you get a chance to be closer to the Jhula. So I was sitting close to the Jhula, and then he asked, I think one of the teachers there, that this boy, I know him. He came from primary school, he's here. I had joined in higher secondary school. But he kept saying, primary school, I know him. I know he's studying his graduation, BCOM. He went through his entrance, lot of things there, and he was speaking in Telugu. So I picked up some of the English words, entrance, examination, primary school. He was basically telling that I know a lot of things about you already. And so this was another confirmation that whatever conversations we have, even today, irrespective physical form is there or not there, moment you have a conversation with him, he listens to it. Okay, and different ways he confirms that I've heard you. This was one of the episodes I remember when he constantly telling about me to a couple of professors sitting nearby that I know about him. Now these are the other ones which has happened in Parthi. Before I come to some of these, let me go back to this episode. Okay, Brindavan, I'm just fast forwarding because I'm conscious of the time. Brindavan, 3 years, had multiple beautiful experiences. In fact, students, we are lucky to be here. And this is a beautiful place, beautiful climate, beautiful surroundings. We had multiple times we used to study on the steps of Brindavan during our examinations. Now we are in examinations. Okay, and Bhagwan used to kind of bless. And there are some Trai sessions which went till 9:30, 10 in the night when the next day was the paper, and all of us cracked the examination without much preparation. That was purely the grace, the way Swami had. Well, there are so many experiences connected to it. But I'll fast forward it, and then I'll come to a time when, 3 years had passed, and the year 2000. Year 2000 was the one when I applied again, episode of entrance test. And strangely, all my entrance tests have been quite dramatic. So came 3 years hence, now it's the time to apply for MBA. So I had applied for the MBA course. Everything went smoothly. Written test, very good. Interviews, very good, no challenges whatsoever. Beautiful, everything was like, I was almost done that I'm getting through. After the entrance was done, we came to Brindavan again. And I consciously chose also the Brindavan experience because we all can, experience it live here. So it was 8th May, I'll tell you the date also. 8th of May, year 2000. Swami had called for Trai session. I think there are 100, 120 boys were there because it was a holiday time. And I was incidentally sitting on the outside room, outside where the Jhula is, towards the fag end. And Swami, I could see from Central Hall walking and talking to a few boys and saying, you, something like that he was. I could just look at his verbal communication. Then he came and stood before he sat on the Jhula, he was standing on his footstool. And he was like searching somebody outside the Jhula room. And he looked at my direction, he said like this, he said, you. So now, how do we know that you? Because there are 4, 5 boys around me. So we just kind of kept quiet. And then Swami sensed it, that this guy is not understood. So he said, you spectacle boy. So I looked at around, there's one more spectacle boy next to me. I said, Swami must be talking about you. And then Swami was observing this, said, you spectacle boy. So the moment he said, this boy also understood, he's talking about you. And there was a lot of laughter around it. And I couldn't hear because I was too far. That was the only Trai session I was counting time. I said, when it will get over? Because something about me has been spoken. I want to know before before, before the Try session kind of gets over. But anyway, Try session got over, and by the time I was walking down the steps of Try, one of our professors came and he just smiled at me, said, Siddhartha, Swami said today that you have been selected for MBA. So for a few moments I was like, okay, because honestly results had not come out. MBA results had not come out, and Swami had revealed it before that the results, this boy is selected. So moment he said this, so I said, what did Swami say specifically? No, he said a lot of things about you, but this is an important thing for you to know, that Swami said, I've selected this boy. So I was on the cloud 9 because results are yet to come, and Swami has revealed the answer paper saying that you are through. Okay, after all the ordeals of previous 2 entrance tests, here the God is saying, I've already selected you before the results are out. I mean, that was the next level of relationship. See, these are the episodes or milestones of a relationship between God and devotee. Right? So this happened. I called my parents, came back to hostel and called my parents. I said, this is what happened in Trai, and Swami said, I'm selected. And there was a jubilation. That was 8th May. 9th May, evening, results came. So one day later, and results were put up on the notice board, and I was crestfallen. I was down, and you will wonder what happened. So it was not that I was not selected, my name was there, as Swami had said, but I was down because I was selected for Masters in Financial Management, MFM. Those days we had MFM in the university, and I had applied for MBA. Now, the reason of my crestfalling was, like maths, which I sensed about Om Sai Ram, it is like a dreadful subject. Finance was a dreadful subject for me. I said, this is something which I have to, once you take up a 2-year full-time course for Masters in Finance, your entire career is going to be in finance. There's no way that, I can escape it. So I said, this is something which is, I'm going to struggle whole life. Now, I'm giving you the details because look at the thought process. See, God has selected you, and now you're starting to think about your career. This is how the monkey mind works. So I call my parents and say that this is what happened, the results are out, and I'm not happy with this thing. And so my mother said, Swami has selected you, there's no questions about it. MFM, MBA, MSc, MTech, how does it matter? She was very clear. So my father said, he was neutral. He's saying, oh, if you feel you are not confident, you come to Bombay. We'll find something for you. And strangely, I started thinking of going back to Bombay. Okay, this is the most idiotic thought I had then. I started contemplating. My heart was with Swami. My mind was going to Bombay. Go back. You'll do something better. Just see the situation, right? 11th standard, BCOM, desperation to be with Swami. MBA, you start thinking, Swami is selected. Now I am saying I'll go. Now whole 9th of May night, I didn't sleep. 10th morning, I was disturbed. Whole day. I mean, I was just like a walking corpse in the hostel because I don't know where am I, is it the right thing to happen? Should I go back, not go back? What am I supposed to do? 10th evening, Try session. Evening Try session, generally, as all of us know, that Try session, he will say some of the boys to speak or some elders to speak, and then if he wants, Swami will speak. That day, I remember, I was incidentally, I think when the Divine Master is at play, he made me sit right next to his footstool. Right next to it. It's like Swami was here, I'm looking at him, and I was here. Okay, and then Swami came and he was very serious. So he straight away called for the mic. No picking up students or elders or anybody. In Try, straight away, give me the mic. He took the mic. He didn't sit in the Jula. 1 hour he was standing. That was a Try session, he didn't sit at all. He was standing. He looked at me down. Okay, just imagine, suppose I'm speaking like this, I'm looking the person down. There is no way that he's looking as a, kind of general view and then, you feel that he's looking at you. Here it was straight on me. 1 hour of discourse he narrated, he gave on that day, staring into my eyes. And I'll tell you the gist of it because that was a transformative experience. I'm sure most of us will resonate, and I would suggest, even if you forget today's experience is okay, but this message we should not forget before we go home today. And any divine master, when he's giving an important message of life, they will tell in different stories or analogies, right? That's a typical style of, and pick any divine master, be it Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramana Maharshi, or our beloved Swami, pick any of them. They are typical, there's a style of. So he was narrating a story. He said that I'll try to emulate Swami's tone so that we all can enjoy the experience. So Swami said, there is a train journey. In that train journey, there is a father. There are few children with him. And then there is a pause. Okay. He's waiting for me to absorb it. And then he says, the train has started. After some time, one child thinks he wants to get down. So what will happen? Rhetorical question. Okay, there is a pause. So I'm still absorbing. He's waiting for me to absorb. Suppose the child gets down. The ticket is with father. The child has got down in middle. If he gets down at the platform, the station master will catch hold of him. Where is your ticket? The child will say, I don't have ticket. Oh, without ticket you are traveling. Then what will happen? You will be arrested or put behind. You will be punished. After that what? The train has gone ahead. The father has gone ahead. Your siblings have gone ahead. What will happen to that child? He'll be lost into the world. Okay, while he said, there was a pin drop silence, just the way we are experiencing now. Silence. And I could now sense, he's talking about me, I was constantly crying and he was looking straight into my eyes and telling this. And then he paused and said, remember, your ticket is with me. So, the child now is again going into third tense, third person. The child should not get down from the train because his ticket is with me. Then he looks at me. Your ticket is with me. Don't get down from the train, otherwise you'll get lost into the world. So what you should do? Have faith in the Father, travel with Him. He will take care of you of all your requirements. When I'm sharing this with all of you, I'm getting goosebumps because I'm reliving those memories. And I'm telling you, it was year 2000. We are in 2025, 25 years of evidences. If I narrate to you, it'll take another 10 hours. But everything He has taken care of it. Every damn thing He has taken care of it. Okay, whatever the achievements, so-called achievements, materialistic achievements, family achievements, personal achievements, everything is completely taken care of Him. Because fortunately that day, when I heard this message, I was silenced completely. I was crying, sobbing, came back to hostel. I had a glass of water, absorbed His message, and then I called my parents and said, this is what Swami told. So my both parents said, nothing doing. This is it. Finance, marketing, HR, mathematics, immaterial. Your ticket is with God, you be with God, that's it. No discussions. And fortunately, that buddhi was there with me, that I said, let me continue. And here, important message of Swami, which he keeps saying to us, right? You may leave me and go, but I will never leave you once I have hold your hand. Right? This is a message for all of us. We may leave Him and go, but once He is catching our hand, He will never leave us. Irrespective wherever we go, He will come and show His presence, I am there for you. I mean, where we can find such a loving God? Right? So direct. And there are multiple experiences. I'll fast forward again. Time came, I think this episode, 2002, when I passed out. It was May 11th, so another maybe 21 days from today. I was sitting in this block. This is the first block. Must be second boy, or first line, but second boy. And then Swami typically comes from darshan like this. He came and strangely, straight he came to me. Haan, kya pass kiya? Kya pass kiya? He kept asking. Hindi, what have you passed? And this was May 2002, so I had just completed my final examination of MFM, Masters in Finance, which he had asked me to do. And I had come here for the post, and there's nothing to apply because I had completed all my courses. That time MA Economics was not there, so otherwise I would have applied for that also. So that was the last course I could do. So I was sitting here and he said, kya pass kiya? I said, Swami, Masters in Finance. Finance pass kiya? Finance is good. Jada studies mat karo. These are exact words. Jada studies mat karo. Don't study further. Too much studies is not good. These are exact his words. Jada studies mat karo. Too much studies is not good. So then I asked him, Swami, what do you want me to do next? Jao, service karo. Go do service. Now I had an aspiration to be in Parthi. You can't, after he has caught hold of your hand, you don't want to leave him and go. So I was aspiring that, I'll be going to Parthi. So I asked him, Swami, where do you want me to go? Jao, Delhi jao, service karo. That was shock to me. Because I understand, my expectation was, he said, Jao, Parthi jao, service karo. I've been like on the heaven. Because that is done and dusted. I got a permission, I'll take up a job in Parthi and settle down. Be with Swami forever. Second option, plan B, was Mumbai, because that's where I come from. My parents are there. He says, go to Delhi. Jao, Delhi jao, service karo. Now that is something which was bouncer to me. I didn't know what to respond to him. And before I could collect my thoughts and respond, he started materializing vibhuti. He gave it to me. He said, eat it now. He put it in my mouth. I finished eating it. He said, now take Pad Namaskar. On his own. It was like seal, done and dusted. No arguments, no discussions. This is it. Okay, and then he walks off. And some of the boys around, they are very happy. Hey, Swami has decided your future. Very good. There's congratulations. I was like internally, Swami, I want to be in Parthi, and he was telling me to go to Delhi. Okay, so that happened. I came back to hostel after this morning darshan. And as narrated, I used to play tabla in Mandir. So I was playing here also, and this was exactly 1.1. In fact, where I'm standing, this is exactly the place where I used to sit and play tabla in front of Swami, and Swami was sitting here. Now, once he has said, Tum jao, it is not proper for me to sit and play in front of him every day, right? So to be safe, I wrote a letter to Swami. That Swami, I accept what you said. Your will is my command. Your will is my command. Okay, whatever you have said, I will do it. But since I'm getting a chance to play, allow me few more months. I'll go, but give me few more months before I move out from here. So I wrote a letter, gave it to him, he accepted it. Patiently was waiting to see me. Every day I used to play tabla here. Then went to Parthi along with him. Parthi also I got a very good chance because I was sitting right in next to the footstool. And then came 2nd of August, 2002. So this was 11th May, 2002. And then 2nd August 2002, when finally I said, let me now go. I should not test Swami's patience so much. So I was sitting after the morning darshan, evening I had a train back to Mumbai. I was sitting on the threshold of the bhajan hall. And after the Arty, Swami goes inside, finishes his meal, and he comes out. The moment he came out, so I was kneeling down, and then he looked at me, Emi Samacharam. So I said, Swami, I'm going today. He said, come. So he took me interview room. There was nobody, only me and Swami inside interview room. And strangely, it was as if a visionary leader. He's seeing somewhere and he's talking. A lot of things he spoke about in Telugu, which unfortunately today I have no idea, but he kept saying village seva, village, this will happen, that will, something of that kind. And then I took a pause and said, hold on, Swami is thinking something different. Is the change in the storyline. So when Swami, after that thing happened, and Swami looked at me and said, Swami, you want me to stay back? I asked him. No, tum jao. So I was saying there is some glimmer of hope. He will say, chalo, there's a change in the story and you stay back. But he said, tum jao. And then immediately he gave me vibhuti packets. And I just told him, Swami, be with me wherever I go. He said, I am with you, above you, below you. All of us know this statement. We have heard many times, read many times. I took it very casually. I said, Swami, just saying to make me happy that, okay, I'm with you, above you, below you, always with you. And all that happened. Pad Namaskar I took, came out. Evening train I took, overnight journey. 3rd August, I reached home, Mumbai. I settled down, finally, as an alumni or ex-student, and didn't have any more chance now. That night, my very first night, after I had come back, I got a dream. In that dream, where I'm currently staying, so there's a bell ring. So I open the door, Swami walks in, and he looks at me and then looks at the house. This is the room I'll stay. So before I could say, he started walking. In those days, Swami used to walk. So he started walking, and the way Swami used to walk, like you had to really sprint behind him to keep the pace. So he was walking and I was running behind him. And then he went in one of the bedrooms. He had something in his hand, maybe his bag or something. He kept it. Said, this is the room I'm going to stay. So I said, okay, Swami. And before I could say anything, he went to the washroom, washed his hand, came out. He's wiping his face as if he has come from a long journey. Okay. And then he said, this is the place I'm going to stay. 3rd time he said this. And then I woke up and I said, oh, What Swami had said, I'm always with you, above you, below you, I'm always with you. And he's following up with saying that I didn't say just like that, I've actually come to stay with you in this place. Okay. And there are multiple episodes and miracles that have happened. I'll quickly fast forward. Okay. I think I've more or less shared all my entrance examination things with you all. And yeah, 2 experiences I'll share, maybe time permitting, third also if possible, and then we'll close. So, and coming back to Bangalore. Okay, all this happened. There are many conversations. Even I passed out whenever we got chance to, have alumni meet Swami. I had spoken in different ways about career, family, all that happened. But post 2011, after the Mahasamadhi happened, see, that's what I'm saying, that Swami is palpably with us all the time. And he's taking care of each one of us. January 2018, that is almost 7 years after Mahasamadhi, I had an official trip to Bangalore here. And I'll tell you the hotel also. Most of you will know. There's a Zuri hotel, right? Zuri, I think, if I'm right. Opposite to, there's a Whitefield, there is a Tata Elxsi head office where I had to work because I'm part of the Tata group. And they had given the hotel just opposite. It's called Zuri Hotel, if I'm right. So it was 28th January 2018. I remember because I'd immediately noted down that experience. I check in, and it's a week-long stay in the hotel. And once I checked in, that lady came on the counter, and she obviously prepared the papers and which room and all that. And I saw room number 428 that was allocated to me. And natural instinct, you start calculating, is it a divine number? 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 means 4 plus 1, 5, not divine number. So a thought passed by me, Swami, I'm staying 1 week here. How nice it is a divine number. Thought, it's not a prayer, it's a thought. Unconscious thought passed by, and I was about to sign. That lady immediately says, sir, just hold on. And she took away the paper. Now this is unusual. Once everything is done, you just have to sign and check in. She went off. After some 5 minutes she came. Still then I was waiting. And 5 minutes she came with the same paper. So I asked him, what, means anything wrong with this? No, everything is fine. Just hold 1 second. In front of me, she just struck it off 428 and says, sir, your new room is 423. Now you sign. So what is 423? 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 3, 9. Very silent, subtle experience. Very subtle experience. Now why I'm narrating this is, and it's post Mahasamadhi, right? He is constantly thinking about us, each one of us. It's not about Siddharth Bhatt talking and he's thinking about. Each one of us are his children. He's constantly thinking about us. He knows what we want, when we want. Even before we pray, he gives. I mean, in what way which you can think of a loving Lord is. I'll give you one more interesting episode. So now what you see throughout my stay in Parthi, I obviously had spectacles. Okay, now also I'm wearing spectacles. But after I passed out, so 2002 I passed out, 2004 onwards, I said, who's going to wear spectacles? So let's move to contact lens. Okay, this is a practical life. You want to. I started wearing contact lens. And after certain age, obviously, once you cross 40, you have to doctors tell you, okay, no, now you will have to shift to the spectacles. And I was not happy with it. I said, no, I'm happy with contact lens. See how Swami is preparing me for it, okay? 22nd September 2021, 4 years back, I went for an eye checkup, and doctor I had not known that he's going to tell me that you will have to shift to spectacles. 21st September night, one of the Sai devotees in the group sends this particular good night quote. And good night quote, one is, you can see the photograph, Swami is wearing spectacles. Okay, and I can't read it from here, but you can see the underlying statements. It talks about anxiety, fear, have faith. So immediately when I read this, I saw Swami with the spectacle. I said, Swami, I don't know what he means. Okay, and then 22nd I was to go for the checkup. So obviously this happened. I said, okay, I didn't bother much. 22nd I went, checked up, doctor said, no, now you'll have to shift to the, spectacles. You can no longer have contact lens, it's not good for your eyes. I was still vehemently denying. So 21 and 22, month of May, finally I said, chalo, I'll have to go because it's becoming difficult. I shifted to spectacles. And then came this unusual photograph. Okay, you see there's a photograph and it looks Swami is wearing spectacles. I hope you're able to notice it. He's not wearing spectacles, but it looks to be. There is an illusion. I have not made any changes to the photograph. This is exactly the photograph I received it. But it looks like Swami is wearing a rimless glass. Right? Now, see how he is preparing you for the change. Small change. Is it a life transformation change? No. From contact lens to now I'm wearing a rimless glass. I shifted in month of May 2022 and July is happy saying I am also wearing with you. One more background story to this. Between these two, May 2022 and July 2022, I had got 3 dreams of Swami where I'm seeing Swami wearing spectacles. I was still not agreeing. I said, no. Third dream, and finally this photograph came. I said, now it's time that now he is like on the face saying that you better shift because it's not good for you. Very personal experience. Is it a miracle? Wow. Coincidence, we may call it. But these are the episodes which he is constantly, in different ways, he communicates with us. So what is the lesson for us? Be watchful. You just don't know in which way, in what form God will come and communicate to us. Right? That's the beauty of this relationship. It all began with the hunger for God, to that Balvika story. Okay, then I said I want to join his college because I had heard so many experiences. Then came an episode where specifically I said I was desperate to join, which is where that Ganpati Pradakshina happened. And then I said I will move on. Then he said nothing doing. You move on, but I'm going to pull you back. And that's how I continued my journey. And then he says I will come to your home and stay with you. And then there are multiple episodes. I mean, I can go on narrating about a toothbrush, a comb. I mean, suddenly you will find his message stamped on it. Sai Ram written on a comb. I mean, I don't know which brand somebody puts a Sai Ram, but it is there. So I preserved all those. I couldn't bring it here, but those are the ones which are there. I guess I'm nearing time. Do I have a time or should I close it? There's one more episode if time permits. One more? Okay. This will be the final one and then I'll close. This is an experience. Now all this was India. I'll take you to international location now. Again, post Mahasamadhi, year 2016, November, 5 minutes? Okay, 10 minutes, okay, great. Oh, I got 6:15, very good, thank you. You're very kind-hearted. So I'll take you to international location. Due to office work, I was sent to Prague. Prague is the capital of Czech Republic. It's an Eastern European country. I can tell here, I can't tell them because they say it's European country. But it's an Eastern European country which is predominantly non-vegetarian food. They don't speak English. Nothing is in English written there. And I was going all alone in that tour. It's an official tour, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, 4 days, November 2016, post Mahasamadhi again, after 5 years. I went on Sunday, that was 6th November. I reached there, it is icy cold because it is November and it's an Eastern European country. It was raining like hell and also it had a hailstorm. By the time I went and reached my hotel, I was already having a lot of cold, cough and other things. And it's 4.5 hours ahead of, behind India. So by the time it was 7 p.m. in the evening when I checked in there, it was almost 11:30 here. So I was feeling sleepy. That was Sunday evening. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I had 3 days conference, and Thursday I was flying back to India. Monday, incidentally, I had a half day. First half was the conference, second half was kept free. So I prayed to Swami. I said, I've come here, and this is an unknown city, but a European city, international location. If something we can see nice besides the work, it will be good. I can carry some other memories also. So I was praying those, and before I went there, I also tried to say, everywhere you got Sai Samiti, right? So I noticed from the Google, there is a email ID given about that Sai Samiti there. I put an email saying that I'm so-and-so coming there. If any Sai organization is there or bhajans are there, let me know. But no response came in. So finally I landed there. And that night before I went to sleep, I just prayed to Swami. I said, see, I've come here. It's very cold. There's nobody here. No Indians, practically. No English language, all non-vegetarian food, and you are all over, you are omniscient, omnipresent God. The only person I know in Prague is you. I don't know anybody here. The only person I know is you. How you take care of me in this city is now your problem. There was Sunday night before sleeping. Monday, second half, I told him in the prayer before I went to bed, that second half I've got free time. I want to see some places here. I don't know anybody there. You have to take care. Again I said, you are the only one I know in this city. I prayed and went to sleep. Next day morning I woke up, went through the conference, came back. By 12:30 I was back in the room. And apparently 4:35 the sun sets because it is a winter season and it's an East European country. So 12:30 I came back. Fortunately, the person whom I was staying, there's a next door, he knew little broken English. So I told him, I want to see places, what should I do? He just told me, yellow umbrella. That's all he said. So I didn't understand, but I said, let me walk. And I was conscious because the streets are all similar. It's very easy to get lost in the city. So I was consciously looking at the shops and walked in. And I asked few people on the road, yellow umbrella. People just looked at me and went away. They didn't understand. I also didn't understand. After some time, I could see some person standing with a yellow umbrella. And there are quite a few people surrounding that person. And so I went to him. And he was very good in English because basically he was a tour guide. So moment he saw me, he said, come, stand. I'm just starting the story of this place. So you will learn the history about what this is all about and all. So I heard him out, there's some 10 odd people were surrounding him. And it is a 2-hour free walking tour. That's how I realized once I met him. After the 2 hours, means while he was narrating, say 15 minutes would have been happened. And some person, a young boy, walks and stands next to me. So I just noticed him, I look at him, he looked to be like an Indian. So I said, chalo, there's some Indian in this city. I looked at him, he looked at me, and we smiled, that's all. After some time, the story was over, now he was taking us to one place. So this boy asked me, he said, are you from India? I said, yeah, I am from India. So I also asked him, are you from India? I said, yes, I am also from India. So where you stay in India? I said, I am from Bombay. I am also from Bombay. I said, very good. Which place you stay? So I said, Borivali, and one other location. So I asked him, where you stay? He said, Malad, which is very close to my place. I said, you're so close and we have come here. So I said, what, you also like me has come for an official conference? He said, no, I just came. See, I'm a surgeon for all the Spanish league which happens. So I come here regularly to support them for any medical thing. And I had a half day free, so I just came here and then tomorrow morning I'll be back to Spain. I said, okay, I didn't bother much. And after the 1 hour tour was done, and he asked me, after this, now another 1 hour is left, so this free tour is over. After that, do you have any plans? I said, I don't have any plans. So I also don't have any plans, but I want to see the place. So will you accompany me? So I was a little worried because I don't know, unknown person, if he drops me somewhere, I'll not know. I was praying to Swami. I said, I have hope in the right hand. So he says, see, there's no harm. I said, see, I'm an Indian, you are an Indian, I can't understand, you also will not understand. No, you don't worry, I have used to all these places. So I have been living in the Europe, so I know all these things, so you don't worry about it. I said, okay. I walked with him, and he showed me the palace, he showed me some more other places which the other person had not covered. All that happened, and then he says, now what is your dinner plan? I said, I'm alone, I have nothing to, if you want, we can have dinner together. But where will he have? It's predominantly non-veg food. So I was carrying a lot of foodstuffs from Mumbai with me because I knew there is no food available. He said, no, don't worry, I'll take you. He takes me to a restaurant which is 100% veg. Okay? Obviously, pizza, pasta. No curd rice there. So we got a pizza, pasta. Okay, so we have our dinner together. And then he says, where do you stay? So I told him some lane from here. I don't know the name of the place, but he said, I'll drop you. He takes me and he drops me there. And then now I'm happy because confident that he is a good guy, not a guy who will take me and drop me somewhere. So I asked him, what is your plan for tomorrow? So he said, no, I came for half a day. Tomorrow I have to go back to Spain. My job is there, so I can't. But I'm happy that we had a good time together. So I said, I'm also delighted because I didn't know this place at all and you could nicely navigate and bring me. And then he went off. So when he went off, I just sat on my chair. I said, what happened actually? What was this all about? It didn't click to me at all. There was somebody, I'm still not claiming it is Swami, because I couldn't trace that man again at all. That's a fact. Whether he was Swami or Swami sent somebody, Swami came in that form, he knows best. But what was my prayer? You are the only one I know in this city. You have to take me across. You do how you want, it's your problem. That was my one night prayer. Next day, this man walks in, takes me across, feeds me a 100% veg restaurant, which is unbelievable in a city like that, drops me back, and says, I've gone back to Spain next day. Later on, I narrated this episode to a few devotees, and they said, are you aware how far the Spain is from Prague? Nobody will come for half a day. So, why I narrated this story is, even today, 2016, Swami comes in different ways. How watchful we are. In fact, as Brother Srikant said, today is also the day when Swami moved from Yajur Mandir to Hriday Mandir. Right? He's living in our hearts. He's constantly observing. And so this probably is the most beautiful periods of our life. Because right now, in fact, since morning, I've been actually bathing in Swami, because the places I was shown across, it's just been absolutely nectarine to be in Brindavan. It's the way Swami takes care of you about your basic needs, to food habits, to clothing, to sightseeing. Pick anything you want, career. He takes complete care of it. And that's why he said, your ticket is with me. When our ticket is with him, why do we worry about anything? So-called bad days also, when they come in our life, they're also good only, because he's driving it. And when he drives, everything has to be auspicious, right? So that's how this life journey has been. And I think I'm nearing the conclusion. One beautiful message which I remember, and maybe I'll leave all of you with, is all of us know when we try to hang a picture on a wall, any picture. So what do you do first? You take a nail, hammer, you hammer it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still. And then you feel, this must be strong enough. How do you know this is strong enough? You try to shake it. Once you're confident, yes, this is stuck very well, right? Then you put the photograph. I think Swami also does the same thing with us. He wants to put his photograph in our lives, saying that it's not your story, it is my story. It is not history, it is his story. If it is his story, and he wants to claim that, first he will put a hammer to see. And then he will see, is the faith strong enough? Once he's confident, yes, this boy's or this person's faith is very strong, now I will put the photograph and claim that he is mine. He is mine, his ticket is with me, and whatever that happens in his life will be designed by me the way I want it to be. Believe me, there are many instances where he has not heard me. I will do what I will tell, and you will not negotiate with me. I've got those dreams and messages also. There's a different, some other day we'll share about it. But when he has taken you into his fold, it is he who is the boss. We are just the witness. Right? And that's why this journey continues, this relationship continues, and just believe that how lucky we are. There's 4, 5 things are happening in our life today. Right? And the best way to utilize this life is to build that relationship, that deep connect with him. And once you have that deep connect with him, it is said, when you are connected to God, you're protected in all respects. So he takes care of everything in our lives. And that's the message which I've been asking him, what should we speak today? Right? So he said, Cheppu, these are the things. And he, how does he speak? Now you'll wonder whether he speaks like this in flesh and blood. He speaks through voice of conscience. Only thing is we need to be alert and aware, what is he talking to us? Believe me, this spectacle story I had not planned today. Yesterday when I was at the airport in Mumbai and coming here, one of the side devotees knew I had narrated some other place. Okay, that lady sent me this photograph saying that, remember you narrated this. And that was the response to me, okay, maybe Swami wants me to, out of the blue. I never asked her. But the timing of it, you come to know that maybe Swami wanted some of these experiences to be narrated. That's how this last moment I said, let me share this story with all of you. But this is how the beautiful story is. Beautiful, it is his story, it's not my story. Forget Siddharth Bhatt, it is remember him. He is the most beautiful Lord. And the last thing I would like to share, in fact, one of our teachers only in Brindavan told, one-to-one with me, saying, Siddharth, if the greatest thing that has happened to us in our life is that we have found God in our lives, everything else is immaterial. The greatest thing that has happened to us in our life is that we have found God. And it's not easy. So many people live on earth. How many people have really found God? God in flesh and blood, talking, taking care of us, speaking to us, looking at all our requirements, isn't it? So let's pray to Him, and pray to Him that we deeply connect. Let me pray on all our behalf, Swami. It's a great opportunity for all of us that you have blessed us with your divine presence. You continue to be with us all the time, showing your beautiful presence in different ways. Let's all of us pray to Swami that we remain deeply connected to Him and experience His presence, glory, and bliss all the time. Sai Ram.
Thank you, Brother Siddharth, for sharing your scintillating journey and relationship with Bhagwan. I think what comes out is that innate desire and fire to be closer to Him, to love Him, to constantly keep thinking of Him. I'm reminded of Padyam written by Bhagwan, which I think encapsulates this Samarpan session. Sathya dharmamu shanti premalato ni nitya jivana yatra saginchu yatna prayatnamal manava dharmamu jayapajayamulu daivadinamu. I think we have heard from what he shared. The efforts are something that each one of us have to keep, but the success or failure all depends on His will. Modati pattuno viduvabokandi, adi pattulone bhakti pattandi, enni bhadalai pondina bhagavat chintana matramu vidakandi. Again here we have heard his experiences of going through the difficulties of going around Lord Ganesha and still not losing faith and continue to pray to Bhagavan to be closer to Him. I think that's how we have to lead our journey as well. And that's the takeaway from today's session. Thank you, Brother Siddharth, once again. I now request Shri Ravi Kumar sir, Warden, Shri Satsai Hostel, to come and facilitate Brother Siddharth. And also Shri Nandagopal sir. Brother Siddharth. we, Sri Sathya Sai Alumni Samarpan team, offer our gratitude to Bhagwan for making this happen. And we also thank Brindavan Management Committee, Sri Sathya Sai Hostel, and Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization, Karnataka South, for their support in making this happen. We have few announcements to make. This month, on 24th April, it's a Aradhana Mahotsavam. We will have special bhajans by Brindavan Bhajan Group in the morning at 9 a.m., followed by Mangala Harti and Prasadam. And in the evening, we will have a music concert by Srimati Chandana Balakalyan and her team, followed by Divine Discourse, and then Arty and Prasadam. On April 26th, it's a Trayi Brindavan Anniversary Day. We will have special bhajans by Brindavan Bhajan Group at 9 o'clock in the morning, followed by Mangala Harati. And in the evening, we will have devotional music concert by Trayi Bhakti Sudha. It's a young adults of Brindavan Bhajan Group and Sai Sharanam Group, followed by bhajans and Mangala Arti. Now we will have Mangala Harti. After that, we will have devotees will have opportunity to go around Trayi as part of Trayi Pradakshina, and then followed by Prasadam. Sai Ram.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदेवमो मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्र शयन ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंदुको मंगल आरती अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्ता न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका